Hi, and welcome to today's SMG Short. In this video, we're going to look at user experience optimization and, more specifically, what to focus on when you're redesigning your website to ensure you're making the most of the traffic you attract. When a visitor lands on a page on your site, it's imperative that you provide two pieces of information as quickly as possible: what the page is about and what that visitor is expected to do next. By focusing on these two things, you can maximize user engagement, ensuring you get the most out of every visitor to your site. Here's a generic landing page. Let's take a tour around it to see what you need to get right. Possibly the single most important aspect of a page is that it has a strong call to action, or CTA. This directs the reader to a desired action, be it going to another page or completing a conversion activity, such as completing a Contact Us form or making a purchase. To get this right, you need to understand what you want each page to achieve and ensure your designs keep focused on that aim. Different pages may well have different CTAs, but they all need to be clear what that CTA is. Make the wording compelling and the iconography prominent, using large, unusual, or bold fonts, colors, arrows, triangles, buttons. Remember, this is the instruction you want people to follow, so make it stand out. Once you have the aim of the page clear in your head, you need to consider the copy on the page. First up is the headline of a page. This needs to be bold and engaging so that it grabs attention, and, of course, it needs to be relevant to the page. In the same vein, a secondary headline may be used to reinforce and develop the message of the headline. This is the first, and in some scenarios the only, text that a visitor will read. As such, you need to make sure it's compelling so that it leads the reader to engage further with the site. Now, assuming your headline has done its job and drawn the visitor in, you need to make sure that the rest of the text on the page also engages effectively. Again, it needs to be relevant to the page, clear to understand, and leads the reader naturally to the page's call to action. It also goes without saying that the spelling and grammar need to be flawless. Once you lose the trust of a site visitor, you may not get a chance to regain it before they're gone. Another area you should seek to develop is integrating trust indicators for maximum impact. These can be highlights from your social media, testimonials or reviews, badges to indicate membership of professional bodies, anything, in fact, that will reinforce a visitor's trust in the value of your brand and the product or services you provide. On pages where the main aim is conversions rather than, say, introductory or site navigation, you need to ensure that you limit distractions from the CTA. Too many options on a web page and the CTA will lose its prominence. Therefore, once you're clear on what a page is supposed to be achieving, either remove distracting links altogether or make them less prominent, so that visitors are less likely to get sidetracked. That's not to say that your pages should be boring, however. To enhance site engagement and develop brand trust, you should consider breaking up the page with images and video. It is vital, however, that these are sympathetically employed to ensure the impact of the CTA is not diluted. Another consideration is where the fold in a page is likely to be on the average person's screen. The fold is the imaginary horizontal line that splits what you can see on a screen from what you have to scroll down to see. Always ensure that all the important information is above the fold so that you're not relying on scrolling to ensure a visitor sees the page's CTA. Lastly, use Google Analytics or an equivalent to study user engagement metrics on your site. By split testing, you can use metrics such as bounce rate and time on page to identify changes to a site's design that will improve the impact of the page. Remember that a good site is always developing to improve its user experience. And those are the key elements you need to consider in ensuring your site is maximizing its potential. We hope you found this interesting and that it helps you improve the efficiency of your website designs. If you have any feedback or questions, please get in contact with SMG and we'll be happy to help.